And we're live. Instagram world. So, going to answer a question I've been getting through quite a lot in my inbox. First things first, as always, have to say now, if you're not already following me on my mailing list, please head on over to reviveyourself.co and just fill your name and put your email in. You'll be on our mailing list, so you won't miss any of our videos, podcasts, articles, etc. Because these Facebook-owned platforms are becoming, extremely tiresome with their censorship. My Revive page got taken down a few weeks ago. Lots of people have been taken off. Same with Facebook. Currently serving the last 18 days of a 30-day Facebook ban for saying, Big Pharma ignore 5,000 years of Vedic medicine, 2,000 years of Chinese medicine, and 200 years of homeopathy. That was enough to get me banned. So if you're not already, then please head on over to www.reviveyourself.co, put your name and email in, so you don't miss any of our content. So today's question was, got it quite a few times actually recently, was, Ryan, how comes certain people fall ill and how comes other people don't? They may not live a very healthy lifestyle, but they don't fall ill. So there's a couple of things where there's lots of reasons here. The answer to this question, like every health question, is always, well, it depends, okay? One of the things some people may have that others haven't got is a very, very strong constitution, okay? If you've got a very strong constitution, you can get away with murder, basically health-wise, okay? So your parents were both very, very healthy, didn't have any issues. For example, I got ill around 17. My mum had a mouthful of mercury that was in my system, and I remember asking the doctor when I finally got tested by a biological doctor, how comes this happened when I was 17, not when I was younger? And his answer was, Ryan, it's like blowing up a balloon. You keep on blowing it up, one day it will eventually burst. And this is the thing as well for people that don't seem to get ill, but they don't live a very healthy lifestyle. They drink a lot, smoke a lot, don't get enough sleep, eat rubbish, junk food. They may not get any chronic illness, but then they will develop something very severe like cancer. Okay, because sometimes it's actually a blessing to get things like cysts and spots and arthritis and inflammation, because it lets you know your body's out of balance, whereas other people maybe living a certain life and also when they get to 50 or 60, wham, they get cancer. And cancer typically, based on the research, takes around 12 to 15 years to develop. So it's not down to bad luck, it's down to things that happen, and it all to do with your lifestyle that you've been living. And the equation that I always talk about is your predisposition to disease plus modern lifestyle equals chronic illness. And if you live a certain way, you'll never express those genes. That's called epigenetics, a field that the medical industry continuously ignore, that they have for the last 19 years. But if you don't live a healthy lifestyle, then you can start to show symptoms of your genetic weaknesses. And so where some people may get cancer in their family, other people have gut issues or skin issues, some people might have arthritis or Alzheimer's. These are all reasons why. And so, and some of the other reasons why some people won't get ill and others do is because they're mentally very strong. The mind, your thoughts are like a god to the cells of your body. And certain people go around, they're a half glass full kind of person rather than half glass empty. Half-empty sort of person, which is very, very powerful for the body. If they're getting up every day and they're enjoying life, and maybe they're surrounded by people that they love to be around, also they get out of bed, they've got a spring in their step, and they're doing something they enjoy every day. They've got a purpose to get out of bed. It goes a long way to keeping people healthy and vital. You hear a lot of times people who have worked all their life, they finally retire, then within a few months of retiring, they get ill. Well, there's a few things that can happen there. One, because they haven't got a purpose to get out of bed anymore, they're like, well, what's the point? And two, where they may have been living in their sympathetic system quite a lot, it's kept them going. When they eventually slow down, all the things that have been stored in their body, the body can start to detoxify, and it can be too much for the system. Okay, so there's a few different reasons. So it really depends. This is why it's really important to try and get as many things right as possible. So if you're going to go and have a party every now and again, or you're going to have a drink with your friends, or eat out every now and again, or you can do something outside the lines of health, if you're doing things right the majority of the time, 90% of the time, it's not a problem. No, I'm not saying, none of the things that I would promote is about you being a monk and going and living this like life where you don't do anything wrong. I want to get you healthy enough so you can go out there and enjoy your human experience. But the healthier you get, you actually start to understand, you actually start to find fun in all different things, okay, which is really important. So, also, some people their bodies can just be very resilient against things like EMFs, okay? Maybe they're resilient against poor quality foods, and their body can get away with not having much sleep because, once again, they've got a very strong constitution. But if you haven't, and you've had parents that have been ill, or have a mouthful of mercury, or had lots of toxins in their body, that gets passed down to you. Every firstborn of every woman gets the most of her toxins, and then subsequently it's less and less, okay? So every firstborn generally gets the most, and then that obviously gets combined. You have women who have children with different men, obviously, and one of their children could be very sick, other one could be very healthy because it's come from the sperm of that man. So there's multitude of reasons, okay? So this is why it's important for you to understand. Okay, if you want to stay healthy and be healthy, then you've got to follow the healthy practices. We talk about eating high quality food, getting intelligent exercise, not doing too much, not doing too little, spending time in nature, time with people that actually bring you up rather than drag you down, what you listen to, what you watch, high quality water, the right amount of sleep. Okay, these things are all vital. Okay, this is why the biohacking world, there's certain things that you can do, like turn your phone screen red and wear blue blocking glasses, but a lot of the biohacking world is stepping away from how we're meant to live and just trying to hack things off. If you keep on trying to hack things off, you're not left with much. So this is why the main principles and protocols are extremely important, okay? And sleep, sleep is so important. You can throw herbs and medications and supplements at people all day long, but if you're not sleeping properly, your immune system will never reach its full potential, okay? You'll just have a dog chasing its tail and it becomes an expensive dog, expensive tail. Your hormones will be out of balance, serotonin, melatonin, insulin production will be off, pancreas won't be able to work properly, energy levels will be all over the place. So, this is why it's important. So, yeah, the reasons are manifold. I said before, constitution, whether they've got a purpose in life, whether they get up and they enjoy what they're doing, whether their parents had very good genetics, okay, these all play a part, okay? So that doesn't mean, though, just because someone's doing lots of things wrong and they're not ill, doesn't mean that, you should follow that example. For example, the same as in athletes. Some athletes are just genetic monsters, genetically superior, okay? It doesn't matter if they get up and they eat, Doritos and drink Lucozade, they can go and win a race because they're so good. Then you get the athletes that are genetic monsters, genetic freaks, for want of a better word, that live well and eat well, and you get people like Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, or Johnny Wilkinson, or Tom Brady, who can stay at the top of their game for so long because they're genetically superior, but also they're living their life. Otherwise, these other athletes and people fall by the wayside after a while. So I hope that helps people. Hope that's given you some insight into what can go on, and why it's so important to look at health from a whole perspective. Remember, you're like a spider web. You can't pull one part of your body in one direction, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, spiritually, and it not affect everything else, okay? Because we are a holistic being, so you have to look at the body as a whole, okay? As always, if you are struggling with a health issue and you haven't been able to overcome it through doctors, consultants, and quote unquote specialists, then please do just send me an inbox here, or an email to ryan@reviveyourself.co, and I'll get back to you and we can have a chat about how we can help you overcome it and put that back in the past. Because I know I'm actually going to do another video this week about my story, because so many people that are new to me and my work and Revive Yourself, they haven't heard my story. So we're not just talking heads here at Revive. I've been through what you've been through, and I know how to overcome it, from not wanting to be here because I was in so much pain, to being healthier than ever at 35. So anyway, if you are struggling with a health issue, inbox me here or send me an email to ryan@reviveyourself.co, and I'll get back to it as soon as possible. Otherwise, as always, people, stay happy, stay healthy. Lots of love. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.